watched your video from your last board meeting. So then I changed all my notes and thought I'm going to address hopefully some of the concerns or topics that you brought up at your last meeting. So one thing that you mentioned was membership dues. And so I just wanted to clarify that the ISBA membership dues are based on a formula or a calculation that is approved by ISBA's membership. So some of you that have attended the ISBA convention during our business session, anyone that is a school board member gets to participate and vote. You have a block of votes for your district and you vote on those bylaw changes. So I am unable in my position to make any changes to membership dues. That is up to the members of the association if they want to make those changes or not. A few years ago, the formula that is used was changed to be very directed at student enrollment. So it puts you in a strata with other like-sized districts based purely on student enrollment. So it removed the old calculation of maintenance and operation funds, removed all of that. It's purely based on your students. So I did take a look at where has your dues went in the past few years. And yes, they have risen. And fortunately for you, unfortunately for you, it's because of student enrollment. So in what was reported to the State Department of Education, because the numbers didn't increase, your dues kind of incrementally each year just went up a tiny bit more as your enrollment went up. If for some reason your enrollment comes back down, your dues would also come back down. So every year we look at last year's student enrollment from the State Department of Education. Everyone across the state uses the exact same formula. And it's something that if you went out to our website, you could plug in your numbers and you could calculate it yourself too. So that's just information about the membership dues. Another thing that you discussed was the State Department of Education reimbursement. And I don't know how familiar you are with it. I have become very familiar with it. So every school district in the state can receive up to $6,600 per fiscal year on qualified training. And so the qualified training needs to be with a qualified trainer on the State Board of Education list, which we are. It has to be in certain topics like governance, ethics, superintendent evaluation, strategic planning, continuous improvement plan of things. ISBA does, and the State Department has said this, 99% of those trainings. So we really travel the state. We have a whole team of people that travel the state. I know we've been in your district recently a couple of times, and we really appreciate that. So I did look up, or my team looked up what the State Department reported that they had reimbursed to your district based on both training and or attending conferences or qualified events. So it could be based on the number of workshops you take at convention that meet one of those criteria. It could be attending Leadership Institute. It could be when Lisa came in and led a training in your district. So last year was the least amount that you had sent in for, which was $2,369. The year before that was $4,038, and the year before that was $3,300. So you're using a big chunk of it, which is really great. You still have more that you can use if you want to use that towards events or Leadership Institute. I know Trustee Binion was there for Leadership Institute, our Day on the Hill event. So we always try to have opportunities for you to attend as many possible things to improve governance, learn new things, learn Idaho code related to your work as a trustee. So those were two topics I heard during your meeting last time. Something else I heard was about your participation with ISBA moving forward as a non-member. And I hate that word non-member because I don't want to see that happen with you guys, but I do understand. And I am sympathetic to the amount that the dues are. I truly, truly am. But ISBA has not permitted non-members to participate in events in the past. Really, because I know that what you pay is significant. I totally agree it is, but that helps to offset this huge amount we have to pay to put on this convention and the Day on the Hill and all of the other services that we offer. The way that we can have the team that we have and to be all over this state and representing you every single day during the legislative session is by member dues. And so unfortunately, we have not allowed non-members to participate in things like the convention or Leadership Institute, Day on the Hill. We're also starting some regional meetings and regional trainings, clerks workshops, all sorts of things. And so I wanted to clarify that just because I didn't want you to have this false hope. Not that I don't want to see you there, because I really do, but I just wanted you to know that. The same goes with non-member services unless our executive board changes that at our meeting next week. So ISBA has an executive board of 22 members. I like to joke with superintendents that while they have 5 bosses, I have 22 bosses. So that's really fun. They are great though. So they taking this up with them next month specifically regarding services, because those are a little different than the big events that we put on as far as how your dues might fall in to help pay for some of those things. But I will be currently non-members are not offered ISBA services. So things like our the free legal hours, policy, any policy advice you'd like, advocacy, job center posting, having our board development staff come in and work with your board on any topics that you might like. That hasn't been offered